This might just be my favorite T1 build yet. It adds a new challenge. Using modern, current-gen hardware like the Powercolor RX 9070 XT Reaper, inside the most restrictive case from Formed, the T1 reference model version 2.1, accompanied by their official vertical stand. Now you might be thinking the T1 sandwich style case also exists. 3-slot graphics cards up to 140mm wide and 325mm long, whereas the reference model cuts that down to just 2 slots and 112mm wide, basically limiting us to a handful of modern graphics cards. However, where the reference model shines is CPU cooler compatibility, with room for a 280mm side-mounted liquid cooler using the included bracket, or a 112mm tall air cooler. Even with the smallest 1-slot card, the Sandwich T1 just can't do that. Its max air cooler clearance is 93mm tall, or 240mm for the liquid cooler. In a real-world scenario, you'll likely see far less at 53 to 63mm for the air cooler if you go with a 2.5 to 3-slot card. You're forced to use one 25mm thick fan with one slim 15mm fan on a 240 AIO, trade-offs for accommodating larger graphics cards. Our reference T1 uses a vastly different building methodology, in a way favoring the backplate of the NK-Sim 2 and 3, though not inspired. The side panels serve as the mounting point for the motherboard, power supply, and both the front and rear panels. The rear panel is the most obvious difference, with room to install 2 small fans. There are 2 positions to secure the power adapter, above and below the ventilated cutouts on the back. The GPU mounting bracket is recessed to give you as much space as possible. Let's talk about our GPU, the part that determines the success of this build, the Powercolor RX 9070 XT Reaper. Based on AMD's RDNA 4 architecture with competitive 1440p performance against the 5070 Ti, both settling around 300 watts with 16 gigs of VRAM. The Reaper is a true 2-slot card, just under a 112mm case width limitation. Thankfully, it meets all other restrictions. The problem is the 2 8-pin power connectors are not angled, unlike what we see on the 5070 Founders Edition card. Any cables we use, stock or custom, would just be too long. This is where these 180-degree 8-pin adapters come into play. Usually I avoid using third-party adapters, but this build would not be possible without them. The 9070 XT typically pulls around 300 watts under load. My goal today is efficiency, so we're aiming for far less than 300 watts. As far as looks go, the Reaper isn't the most appealing card on the market in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the logos and red decals, but this is one of the most powerful gaming cards to fit with our constraints. Thermals are interesting. In a vertical orientation, the 3 fans are free to pull fresh air and exhaust it out the sides, ideal for the reference T1. The main advantage for reference T1s is the CPU clearance, up to 112mm tall air coolers. We're going with the ID Cooling IS77 XT, a 77mm low profile air cooler with a 120mm slim fan mounted underneath the heatsink. I've already used this cooler in my personal time, and the performance is very promising, even in CPU heavy 1440p scenarios. Our system, the ASUS Strix BA50i motherboard, the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, 1TB Samsung 990 Pro, and 32GB of DDR5 6000 memory from Team Group's T-Crate Expert line. This memory kit is short enough to fit under the IS77 XT with room to spare. I'm going against ID Cooling's recommendations to set the fans to intake. With the case vertical, there's more than enough ventilation to pull fresh air from the rear and exhaust it through the side fans. You can rotate the IS77 in different orientations, but the heat pipes facing the VRM shroud is the best fit in this configuration. Building in the reference T1 is incredibly simple. 4 standoffs are affixed to the backplate panel, 2 M3 screws on each side to combine the front and rear panel, 2 additional screws to mount your PSU bracket. Our power button can be installed on either side of the front panel, but I go with the right side up for convenience. Our components go in effortlessly. Our motherboard is secured with 4 M3 screws. Our power supply, the Corsair SF1000, is installed with a fan facing the rear, giving it its own fresh air source. The SF1000 is overkill for this build, but my SF850 is being used for another project at the moment. It's a great idea to run your PSU cables and do a bit of cable management before installing the GPU. I'm using a mix of custom and stock cables. Through my NVIDIA fanboyism, I've never purchased 8-pin PCIe cables, so I'm forced to use the stock ones. Luckily, they're still extremely flexible and not too long, and the Corsair ones split off for one connector very conveniently. I used my DIY black silver wire cables for the 24-pin motherboard power cable and the 8-pin EPS connector, mitigating additional cable clutter. Now we can lower the 9070 XT into the case, directly into the PCIe by 16 slot on our motherboard, avoiding the use of riser cables and potential GPU compatibility issues. Another benefit to the reference T1, using 2 more screws secure the GPU to the bracket on the rear panel. Connect our 2 8-pin adapters, being very sure not to apply too much pressure to the connectors. With our fan bracket, we installed 2 140mm Noctua A14x25 G2 Chromax fans in the exhaust orientation. These fans will exhaust the warm air directly from the CPU cooler and the pass-through vent on the GPU. From here, you can go one of 2 ways. Install the case feet and use the T1 as it was intended, or take the less traditional route and vertically mount the case on the vertical stand, which we're doing today. The vertical stand by Formed is basically a rectangular box with screw holes on each corner. The long case screws replace the traditional thumb screws, and is capped off by 4 rubber case feet. The stand comes with antenna extenders and a place to install them, but with more and more modern motherboards adopting a quick connect feature, this style of antenna is becoming less relevant. You do have to complete the build with all panels before installing the vertical stand, probably its biggest pain point. The worst part is needing to remove the vertical stand to even access the inside of the case. I would also recommend a low profile power cord because mine is currently pushing up against the desk. It's fine, but it's just not optimal. Standing 385mm tall, using far less desk space than even the regular T1, our build is complete. We can really sit back and admire how good this build looks. Sleek, modern, and blacked out appeal that fits any desk setup. Thermals and noise are really good as well. We ran a 9070 XT in 4 Cyberpunk 1440p tests. Using a mix of FSR and undervolt settings, we were able to run the 9070 XT with a minus 100mV offset with 15% less power. With our current undervolt, the 9070 was 3 degrees cooler than stock with and without FSR. Our hotspot temperature was considerably lower as well, 69 degrees improvement with the undervolt. The delta between the average and hotspot temp was also improved with a 13 to 14 degree delta for the undervolt profiles, shedding about 50 watts. Our undervolt from 985mV to 865mV, a 12% reduction, or about 120mV lower, with our GPU core frequencies varying as well. The best part being the 1 FPS difference between the stock and undervolt profiles. CPU thermals pretty much stayed the same, a low 67 to 68 degrees without FSR and about 76 degrees with it enabled. In our Cinebench R26 multi-core test, as you would expect, our 9800 X3D hit its thermal ceiling within 15 seconds, but that's to be expected. All this while noise hovering between 40 and 43 decibels. You could feel the rush of air along the rear panel, feeding plenty of fresh air to the CPU fan and out the side exhaust fans. One of my most optimized builds to date. In all, I'm super impressed on how this build turned out. I needed this to help reignite the passion I have for a small form factor. All the parts for this build is currently available for purchase. This includes the T1 reference case and the vertical stand, both in black. All other items are listed below if you're interested in trying this out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you next time.